Peace. What's up, everybody? How's everything? Just wanted to sign, dial in, you know what I mean, and speak my mind, you know. Uh, what I really wanted to speak on was basically on how I used to feel about certain things, and then try to explain how I basically changed my mindset on that particular issue. And I'm gonna start with how I used to feel about what I perceive to be like man-made things, or things that basically, in my mind, I would think that things that we made up, things that we made up. Like, so I'm gonna start with, how I felt about Kwanzaa, for example, right? Now, how I believed in Kwanzaa, I used to always be like, man, that's something, I mean, they made that up, and this, that, and the third, woo, woo, woo. And I know now that I was wrong about how I felt about that particular basically thing, because it's a thing that was created by our people, and it was created to be a means of positivity for us, to unify us, for us to have something to feel good about, etc. And I just had the wrong, but I was programmed, so I had a programmed mentality towards it. But even how people look at, let's say, because a brother said something to me actually on TikTok, and he it had something to do with me. I don't know, maybe he was trying to dryly come towards Moors in the Moor Science Temple, and I kind of, came back and just said, well, the people being Moors, or being Moorish, in by blood, did not start with Noble Drew Ali or the Moor Science Temple. And that word or description was something used for years, like hundreds, millennia, whatever. People were Moors, even if it was said in a different language. Moor, all of that. So I had to basically come back and say that this is not a thing that was created or made up by the Noble Drew Ali. You know what I'm saying? So people need to understand that this fez, or rocking the turban, these are things that existed in our culture prior to the Moorish Science Temple, and prior to even what a lot of people perceive as so-called Islam coming to the Americas. Well, Islam always was here, so if you don't know, you need to ask somebody. But yeah, Islam been here from the very beginning. But I think that's a mistake that a lot of us make in over scrutinizing things that we create, because we basically created everything. So why is there a problem if one raises up from the people and creates something, whether it's a mindset, a way of thinking, whatever? Because all of the sciences, all of the religions and all the different stuff was created by us. So what's the problem? You know what I mean? Even I advise myself first to have some pride with certain things, because for so long we have been people who don't have pride, or we wait for people to give us, other peoples to give us a thing to have pride about, when everything we already have, everything is ours, every single last thing. So you know what I mean? Like this fez I got on my head, it ain't nothing but a kufi. A kufi is a fez is a kufi. So what's the difference? We've been had this stuff. It's just that we looked at it in let's say the wrong, not the wrong, but just in a way that when you know something is yours and it comes from you, you have a different feeling about it. It's just like living on a land that belongs to you. If you live on land that belongs to you, you're gonna feel differently about it. You're gonna fight for it. harder. You're gonna protect it. You're gonna maintain it in a different way than if you think you just renting, or you just, it's not yours, or you ain't got no business being there, or you just a visitor. No, you're gonna act differently towards it than if you know it's yours. You understand what I'm saying? So like when I flex and put the Moorish flag, it's something I have pride in. You know, certain things always been in my heart to have naturally. You know, as for the corporate United States flag, I understand what it is, so I don't have a sense of pride with it, besides the fact of my family members and my you know, my ancestors who have fought for that corporate flag. So I do have pride for them in reference to their efforts to find a place for themselves inside of that. But I do know and understand that that's not for us. That's not for us. And Noble Drew Ali, I believe he is, well, no, I know he is the best, because he came with the information, and he came with leading us back towards connecting ourselves to a nation and not a color or a religion in order to establish, you know, like nationality. The people that don't care about these things, that comes from programming and stuff like that. But everybody else that you come into contact with that come from somewhere else, they have national pride. They have a nationality. They come from so-called China, they come from Ireland, they come from Italy, they come from Kenya, they come from Iraq, they come from Palestine. Regardless of what's going on in Palestine, all of these people have national pride. So why would one like me not have national pride? So you know what? Out of all of these different so-called leaders, for my people in particular, we, you know, so guess what? Like I started off with Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is something that, okay, we created it. We manifested that. All right, cool. I love it now. You know what I mean? Boom. The same way in your mindset, if you can understand what I'm